In this live self-defense training video, we're gonna go over 5 strikes that you can learn and practice now. It's something that you should know to defend yourself. Everybody can learn these, they're super simple. We're gonna get right into it. The first one is both a deflecting block and a strike. And I want you to remember to answer your phone. Think about this as answering your phone. Your hand has to touch your head. A lot of times when I teach this in person, you'll bring your hand here, but I want you to get it onto your head. That acts as a shock absorber in case you're getting hit on the other side or this side. This back of the arm has less nerves and blood and muscle than this side. Most people, if they're being attacked, especially by something like this, got it open there, needs cleaned. Something like this, slashing, hitting this part of your arm, most people will recoil. So if you put it in this position and it does happen to hit you, it's gonna hit the right side of your arm and not the back side of your arm or the wrong side of your arm. You bring this in, this elbow, you're aiming it like a missile right to his face. So this first strike is also a deflection or a block. You're coming in here, you can bring it in on the front side or the back side. You bring it in the back side, you're turning your shoulders and hips. Front side, you're also turning so that you create a bit of an angle. So if his punch is coming in straight, it's gonna hit the bone, breaking his hand, and then it's gonna deflect going this way. You're also aiming, you're moving your body forward so you can strike that face, the nose, the teeth, the throat, anything you can remove or destroy for self-defense. So this is the first motion. And see that you're moving in while you do that. You can either lean in or you can step in. Sometimes closing the distance, taking away the power of his strike is the best option. So your hands are up in this position. You're giving him verbal commands, back up, stay back. As you're stepping in, answer your phone, get your hand up, covers your ear, covers the top of your head, and covers your whole body. You can cover both at the same time. And remember, you're bringing that in to strike his face. That's number one. Number two is a palm strike. And you're hitting here, this part of the hand. There are 5 small bones in this structure, making it a very strong part of your hand. Your hand will turn back and out just a little bit. So your fingers together, thumb, always remember this rule. If your finger is by itself, it can snap. The thumb will snap. If they're together, they're strong and flexible. They're strength in numbers. So you turn a little bit, pull it back, exposing this part of your hand. That's the heel of your palm, and you're striking into the body. You're gonna marry those two, put them together. Your hands are up, you tell him to back up. He isn't, he's coming in, maybe he's got that weapon. You're gonna step, closing the distance, answering your phone, stick that into his face. Backhand turns through your shoulder with all the force you can create, generating maximum power because you're turning through your shoulders and hips and striking with that palm. You can bring that palm up, you can bring the palm into his body, you can bring the palm down just by turning it a little bit out in this position and still striking with that. The third strike is going to come back from this side. As you turn in your palm strike, you're loading up by pulling the shoulder back. You're going to deliver a horizontal elbow strike. And notice that your hand is here on the top part of your shelf, your décolleté. So it's up here on the décolleté on the top part of your shelf. And this elbow right here, if you hit him with that elbow, you're going to cut. If you hit him with this whole part, you can really break something. You're going to stop him for self-defense. Elbow, answer your phone, palm strike, step in. You're moving in 2 directions. You're moving forward and around the side, coming in with that elbow strike. And you're hitting with this whole part as forcefully as you can in order to stop the fight. So these are 5 strikes everyone should know and practice now. Step in here, palm strike here, drive the elbow here, and notice that I'm not just hitting with the tip. I don't want to just cut him. I want to try to knock him out, turn off his operating system. There's a great book by Tim Larkin called When Violence is the Answer, and I put a link below. I think everybody who's serious about self-defense in the world that we live in now with police shortages and craziness and all the other stuff happening, you should get that book by Tim Larkin. I know a lot of you have already read it. Read that book, memorize the key principles of self-defense, situational awareness, getting in a better position, and then the question, what can you remove or destroy? This elbow coming in first is gonna hit him right in the face, creating some distance, setting him up for that palm strike, allowing you to come in with a hand on the top of your chest, striking with this bone on the side, bringing you to the 4th strike, which is going to be close to your face. This can also come in to answer your phone. And you're going to come straight up into his solar plexus or up under the chin, into his throat, this vertical elbow strike. So you're starting in this better position. The hands are between you and the threat. You give a verbal command, tell him to back up, get away from me, don't touch me, don't come any closer. He does, you close the gap with a step, driving this elbow into his face, intercepting his punch, deflecting the block, setting you up for the palm strike. See how everything's so tight. Bringing the elbow in here, and then this coming up straight in, also protecting this side of the face, driving up and into his body, leading you to the last strike. This will be your finishing motion for these 5. Now you might have to do these in a different combination. You might want to throw in a knee. You might want to throw in a headbutt. If you know how to do that, I'm going to grab your hands and smash them this way through his face. But the last one here, your hand is going to come again to the top of the chest. Your elbow goes up to about the top of your head, and then it's going to come down into either his temple or his jaw or into his clavicle. And you're going to finish him with this diagonal strike coming straight down. So 5 basic striking in a combination. Answer your phone, palm strike, vertical elbow or horizontal elbow, vertical elbow, diagonal elbow. And you can do it on either side. I'm left-handed, but I often practice with the right as my power hand, the left hand in the lead. You can do a palm strike first. You can do a horizontal elbow first. You can bring this up under his chin first. You can answer the phone first. You smash him this way. It doesn't matter as long as you defend yourself and it works. So from this position, practice this combo. Answer your phone, palm strike, horizontal, vertical, diagonal. And again, I put the link below to the Tim Larkin book. A lot of you ask me about my everyday carry blade. And it's funny, I get the question, why do you carry that? And I say, in case something needs cut. And I cut with it every single day. It's usually opening boxes, opening letters, cutting packages open, like bundles, all kinds of things. You'd be surprised at how often, if you have a blade on you, that it becomes an effective tool, utility tool. But it's also, obviously, for self-defense. And in self-defense situation, you do this motion as opposed to that motion, depending on the situation. But I'll put a link below since you keep asking me about this one. This is just the SOG brand. I don't know if you can see that. Just a very nice utility self-defense tool that you can carry every single day. So one last time, answer your phone, horizontal. Oh yeah, answer the phone. Palm strike, horizontal, vertical, diagonal. And again, it doesn't matter which combination you use. It doesn't matter which hand you open with. I was inspired to make this one today. I was watching local news in Miami yesterday. A crazy guy with a knife, mental illness, drug addiction, attacks a guy coming back from a Halloween party or something. He just happened to be an MMA, mixed martial arts fighter who was very experienced. His technique was amazing, it was perfect. And the guy came at him with a 14-inch blade, and he obviously didn't know what he was doing. He was just kind of swinging. The guy times him, closes the distance, wraps the arm, body slams him to the ground, chokes him out, puts his knee on him to keep him on the ground. Cops come and scoop him up, and thankfully he'll go away for a while and get the help that he needs. He didn't have to kill the man, but he was able to defend himself. But the point is, self-defense has to become your top priority. You have to become your own first responder. When the response is too far away, they're not going to get there in time. This man could have called the police and waited, but by the time they got there, he would have been slashed up or stabbed multiple times. So instead, without thinking, his training kicked in, and that's where you have to train every single day. If you train and train and train, it'll come out of you when you need it. So train this basic elbows and palm strikes for self-defense. You can throw punches too. There's no wrong technique. It all comes down to principles. Again, get the book, Tim Larkin, When Violence is the Answer. It's become one of the Bibles that I use for, it's not the real Bible, obviously. It's a Bible for self-defense. It's one of the best books on self-defense you can get. And it talks about principles over techniques. The link is below. And I did see everybody's comments. It's great to see everybody. I've been crazy busy for October. October's done, thankfully. We put that behind us. We had so much work to do, and now things are going to calm down a little bit. So I'll see all of you more online on a more regular basis, and I appreciate you so much. Please put your comments in the comment section below if you train with elbows and what your preference is. What's your favorite elbow strike? maybe one of the ones that I showed today, or maybe one of the ones that we didn't show. One of my favorite combinations that we didn't do for today, we'll save for another time, is this one that I showed a little bit earlier, just because it's so extremely effective. I'm teaching a bunch of young ladies tomorrow self-defense, and we will do this over and over and over because it's so powerful, and it takes somebody who's not as strong as someone else, and it gives them that power for self-defense. They changed, somehow YouTube has changed the chat. So the chat shows up super tiny, I can't read it, and they're all like stacked onto each other. So if I didn't respond to your chat today, I'll catch you on the next one. I'll go back and I'll read them, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. Put the comments in the comment section. I'd love to respond that way. Thank you.